Hello, hello and welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and today I've got two journals to share with you. So you may remember I started this one on film here with you. This is the Victorian Joseph Gale photography book. This one here, Victorian Country Album, photographs by Joseph Gale. And I used a number of those combined with the digital kit of these dressed up animals, very Victorian theme. So the cover is made from some slow stitched fabric pieces that have all been hand stitched together. There's some corrugated card laid on the top with some coffee dyed paper, one of those photographs and one of the fussy cut digital images. The spine is that fabric that's all been hand stitched, and then on the back again we've got one of the Joseph Gale photographs, fussy cut one of the animals, and just put a little bit of fabric on there to go with the fabric ruffle around the doggy's neck. So there are 3 signatures and a bookmark in here. So if we open it up, you'll see the very first page here. We've got this lovely mouse having a cup of tea, and she's joined at the top and at the bottom. So there is a fairly large tuck spot there if you wanted to put something in. I've even put a secret little tuck spot in her coat area there. So you could easily pop something secret in there if you wanted to. Coffee dyed paper. This is one of those glorious Victorian photos. Cottage, people working in the garden, a lovely thatched roof. It just tells you here, another tidy cottage with a garden, more in keeping with the modern image of Victorian country garden. And then we've got a flip here, and this is a digital which I've printed onto vintage ledger paper. There's a tea stained awkward lined page and country digital there. When we open this one, we've got this beautiful dog on a dictionary page, and then when we take that back we grab the lace and we can pull out that photograph, and we can look at it that way. And it's also a tuck spot for this horseman postcard. Okay, so that sits like that, and then we've got another excuse me, vintage page, and then I've just made a decorative page here from some packaging paper. Excuse me, I put some pieces on there of bookends with obviously some Tim Holtz people. There's some rough bits put there, and then I've just added another one of the photographs to some ledger page as a journaling card, decorated the edge of the page, which craft do you do papers. And then here I've made this large corner collage, and I've done a tag from another one of them photographs. Now this lady's sewing, so I thought it would be nice to keep it in theme, so I've added 2 little bits of fabric, a piece of doily and a button onto that tag. You'll see there's 2 more tags that are done in theme like that as we go through. Here's the bookmark. So this bee ribbon is actually stitched into the spine, so it's not going to go anywhere, and it's this lovely frame of one of these digital images of the lion in a tuxedo basically, and just packaging paper on the back. Here we've just got a decorative collage, but it is also, I've lost a piece of card that I had now. It's also a tuck spot if you wanted to put something under there. More packaging paper in an interesting shape. Another one of these glorious photographs. That's old book page. Coffee dyed paper. Digital paper. Lined paper. And then here on the back of this fabric stitched page, we've got a Tim Holtz play which comes down, and then we've got some paper dolls that comes over, that comes over, and then in there you've got 2 pockets if you wanted to put things in there, just a group of people. And they house this vintage letter from 1902 and a diary page from 1911. So both original ephemera pieces just sit in there. Another vintage book page, coffee dyed paper, and there's a paper pocket with some lace, and then there's a botanical style tag, and this is stencil with texture paste. And then in signature 2, we've got another one of these textured paste stencils tucked behind. I say a mouse, I'm not quite sure, and she's got a hat on, and she definitely, and this lovely Victorian dress, but I've fussy cut all the way around there so that opens up. We've got an Edith Holden journal card behind that vintage book page, and we've got a little tuck spot at the top, and that just sits on there like that, and then that closes up into there. And then similar quirky things going on here. This is one of the Joseph Gale photographs that I've fussy cut. I've put it onto vintage book page. I've done this sort of Victorian style reuse of a paintbrush in an art form. And then there's again 1902 vintage letter that just sits in there, and then the whole thing acts as a pocket for that lovely vintage letter. As we come over here, you'll see I've done this sort of wide belly band of collaged pieces. I've created another sort of journaling card with this photograph from the book. And here we've just got an interesting decoration. You can tuck under there if you want to, on the packaging paper. And then we've got this giant pocket that's been stenciled, and it's got some collage going on there and some paper dolls sitting on a pile of books. And then we've got this huge tag here, and this is a lady spinning. So again, I've tried to keep in theme, and I've put different threads hanging from the top. So that all goes in that giant pocket, and they can just hang over. Coffee dyed paper, digital paper, and then we've got another frame. This one looks like a badger all dressed up, and that again is a tuck spot if you wanted to put something under there. More vintage book page. Then we've got another one of these collaged like belly bands, and I've just made a little coin envelope here, and that can just tuck into there. And then here we've got a really large pocket embellished on the edge. That's the centre of the signature. And then here we've got this like collage strip put down. That's Witchcraft Do You Do, with little tags, and that's a true vintage stamp in there. That goes on that side, and again there, and that goes that side. Water wheel, writing page, and now we've got like a file folder double pocket with another character, the eagle this time. And we've got some stenciling, some botanical die cuts, and a gentleman with some stamping. Another journaling card there. And we've got a lovely botanical style tag here. So you've got 2 pockets there. More of that DigiKit. And then here I've folded some ledger page over the page to create this pocket. And I've used one of the photographs of more of that lace just to create, oops, a little scrappy booklet. Okay, that one obviously missed getting stitched. And that just slots in there. And you can see here this is 1926. And then when we go over, you'll see there's layers of this ledger. And there's a little tag here. And if I pull the tag, it comes all the way out. So there's lots of journaling space there. We've got a little tag in the pocket. And then here, we've just got a journaling card tucked in behind there. Lots to see here. There's more collage on this packaging paper. And there's just a piece of grungy paper tucked in there that could be used for all sorts of things. We've got a narrow page with more of that digital printed on the ledger paper. And then we've got some more of that hand-stitched coffee and tea dyed fabrics. And then the third one, we've got this lovely pigeon all dressed up in her flowery hat. There's another stenciled card with texture paste, and that just slots in behind her. 1905, this vintage letter, and it's a long one, and there's the address and everything, and that just comes like that so you can read the whole thing, but it also folds in. And then we've got more digital page, and then on this digital page I've just tucked over a decorated envelope and another tag with one of these decorated paintbrushes, and that houses, whoops, it did, yep, that houses this weasel in his splendid winter coat and hat, and on the other side is the eagle again. So that just sits under there, and then that slides in there. And I've just hooked it over that page, but obviously it could go anywhere. We've got a little fabric ruffle on the corner here. We've got a pocket with that digi printed onto the ledger. Lined paper, vintage book page. Here's the wolf. Now I haven't put anything behind him, but again, he's only joined at the top and the bottom. So there's plenty of space to tuck something in there. It was starting to get a bit full, so I didn't really want to be putting anything else in. Coffee dye paper. And then here you've got pocket 1 with the mouse in her dress. We've got pocket 2 with the deer and her crown. And then in pocket 3 we've got a badger. So you've got these file folder looking pockets. So there's 1, there's 2, no, there's 3, there's 2, and if you undo the bow you can open up this envelope, and in there there's our otter, weasel, and then that closes down and just does up with a bow. Whoops. Just keeps it shut and adds prettiness to the page. As we come over, we've got another family portrait here, framed, of the bunny family. And then this is the other one of these themed tags, children playing. And I noticed it was the only picture that didn't have anything growing, so I've embossed some flowers on there, and I've put letters for Beatrice and Rachel, the little girls' names. And that's on a vintage book page. You've got lined paper there. You've got a little flip there with some music paper on. This is digital paper again, And then we've got this CD case with a giraffe in and a little cameo. It looked like she needed a cameo brooch. And that lifts up. And then vintage book page there. And at the very back, we've got this triple pocket that's also only glued on 2 sides. So you've got a series of stamps. You've got a postcard. You've got a pull cord, very Victorian. And then you've got some more of those books, and that's just decorated up again with some paper dolls. And then the inside of the cover again is that very tactile coffee and tea dyed fabric that's been stitched. And then we come to the back and we can just open it up, pop our bookmark in and close it back down. So that is Victorian. And then the second one I've got for you is this botanical one. Now this one comes with its own pouch. So this has all been slow stitched. It's got various doilies and lace bits on and lots of different blue fabrics. And it, as you saw when I opened it, that button just goes through that doily and that just keeps it shut. And then you've got this corded, very lush fabric inside. And this, you may remember, is the Abstract Botanical. These are all die cuts that have been stuck onto a hard book. You've got this blue gingham. And then these are actually real dried leaves that have got layers and layers of glue on. But you can obviously feel the texture of it. Been paint splattered and rubbed. And then if we go inside, we have again got 2 signatures this time. You've got the gingham on the inside, you've got a different fabric down the spine. It's lovely blue lace. And then you've got a wooden tag, and this has got embossing and stamping, and this was actually a napkin, and there's more dried grasses embossed at the bottom there. And that sits in that front pocket. And then you may remember this digital kit. I loved this. Very abstract botanical. And it's all got a bit of a blue theme. And in this pocket here we've got vintage stamps. That's a Tim Holtz stamp and a butterfly. And then you've just got a decorated envelope. It's been stenciled. This is some of the Alison Bomber paper on a postcard, and then you've just got a little nature stamped tag in there. That's that one. Got this beautiful blue bird, little page tab at the top, lace, and this is a page from a music book. You can see classical songs, 3 shillings and 6pence. And then here we've got a frame with die cuts that have been embossed, paper doll, and then you've got this stamped vellum, and then you've got a beautiful peacock feather and a tea bag and some vintage stamps underneath. That goes there. And then here we've just got this page that flips, and you'll see I've decorated the end there with botanicals and test tube bottles and things. Similar strip there. And then on the edge of this page I've run a strip of blue tags for decoration. Got this page here. This again is from the kit. Then here we've got a fold over that's attached at the top with a poppy card and a postcard strip. And then as we come over, you've got these beautiful snowdrops, and that's obviously a journaling card there. And then you've got this beautiful blue page with a large flower and the butterflies and the eye. Love the eye. And then you may remember seeing me do this woodland page Well, we've got half of Tim Holt's car, half of a house and a Tim Holt's doll. And that comes over, we've got some more of that collage. You've got some lined paper, some paint splash and a paper tab. Beautiful page again here. Edged again with stamped paper. These are not attached, these have just been added so that you could use any of these florally botanical stickers if you would like to throughout the book. And there we've got this vellum envelope. There's nothing in it, it's just decorated. Beautiful paper there. Again, here I've done a vellum printed envelope. If I take these pieces out, you can see it's got that beautiful blue flower on. I've got faux vintage tape there, and we've just got some floral book plates, and they're all plain on the back for journaling. And they sit in that pocket. And then we've got a tag with a sketch of a church clock or a village clock and some brambles, and a collaged pocket. Got a little tiny lace button tab there. That's on that paper clip. Beautiful sketch here on a postcard. Lovely paper. And then we've got this page, and then we've just got a decorative edge there. When we come over, we've got tags in this postcard decorated pocket tied up with string, and there's this beautiful little file folder journal space that goes there. Here we've got this beautiful page, coffee dyed paper and stenciling. That's the rest of that music page. Another little tab, and then you've got this decorative strip down the page again. And then as we open this, you'll see you've got 3 strips to act as pockets. In the back one, you've got this couple admiring the Twilight Lakes. That goes in the back. And then in this one, you've got decoupage paper little bag. And that goes in that one. And then right on the front there, you've got this butterfly. I haven't put anything in there because the butterfly there. Printed paper. Second signature is this beautiful butterfly page. And then we've got some mulberry paper. We've got another one of these like file folder little journal spaces. Little book plate inside, and this beautiful little collard that makes a pocket with a butterfly wing up there. That's obviously vintage matte paper. Another tab, and then we've got another frame here, and that is a large pocket, so you could put something in there if you wanted to. One of these frames again with the Tim Holtz. Paper dolls, vintage diary page, September 1909. Decorative piece there, I believe that's a Tracy Fox. You've got the front page from Diary of an Edwardian Lady, and this beautiful changed face. Now just changes digital, if you remember, with some matte tints and some decoupage paper. And you've got a lovely flower page, music paper, and that flips out. And then you've got this forest page. You've got a little bag here that's got 2 more of the floral book plates in it, and is decorated with one on the front. Got a little tiny tag in there. vintage dictionary, another decorative edge there, stuck down, you can't really tuck under it, but this side you can. There's another frame. Then here we've got a CD envelope, another half a vintage car and a little stone cottage, and that flips open. You could put something in there if you wanted to. Digital kit again, and then here we've got another one of these flips. You've got a tag there with decoupage paper. You've got a stamp strip, got a butterfly frame. Then when we come over here, you've got interesting journaling space there. This is from an art book. Then you've got digipage with a tab again there. We're at the centre, this fantastic bird, lovely flower. Then as we come over here, this is part of a bag. It's been decorated at the front, and then you've got like a faux file folder in there that you could use for something if you wanted to. And then here again, I've stamped on to a vellum, and I put this Tim Holtz flower and some vintage stamps on the back. That comes over. Some more stamping. Oh, I can't think of the lady's name whose stamp that is, but it's poppies and postcards. You've got butterflies and flowers. Coffee dyed paper. So you see there's lots of journaling space in here, as well as lots and lots of tuck spots and little collage pieces. Here we've got another one of those altered images with the Alison Bomber paper that I painted in. I'm sure I did that on video with you. Another one of these sketch tags. And then this butterfly is a little pocket with another nature tag on dictionary page. And then we've got another one of these deli paper bags that's got 2 book plate images in. Another forestry page. And then here we've just got this little card with lace making the big flower that was on the picture. There is a paper clip there, so if we take the paper clip off, you'll see that's what the cotton flower looks like behind, and there's your music paper. So I just positioned that so that it would look like that was the big flower of the plant. And then here I just added in a spare stamped strip that you could stick down somewhere. Beautiful hummingbird. That's the back of the Edith Holden book page. 28th of September 1909, diary page. This is a print of a splatter page that I did. That's the digital. I love the way the eyes appear all the way through this kit. Vintage map. Mulberry paper. It's fantastic, feeling all the bits and the threads. And then your back page is that beautiful flower. More of the gingham and the shirt fabric. Another lace pocket. And then there's a giant butterfly. A moth maybe. And another moth. And then we're right at the very back. And there you go, there's that one. So this is Abstract Botanical. This is Victorian. The Abstract Botanical has that beautiful stitched pouch. This one doesn't come with a pouch. If anybody's interested, you'll find them in my Etsy. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Ta-ta for now.